quote one of our most influential icons of our century, to infinity and beyond. But even Buzz Lightyear, with all his wisdom, couldn't have predicted where we stand today and the speed of development of artificial intelligence and our subsequent journey into the metaverse. Now, as we've seen, AI is already disrupting the entertainment and creative worlds beyond our imagination. And we're still at the very beginning, at the precipice of this evolution. Now, why does this really matter to me? Why is it important? Well, I think it's important to just share with you a little bit of my background, to put things in relative context. So I did one of the biggest musicals in the world called Miss Saigon, alongside Phantom, Cats, and Les Miserables. And then I did a Hollywood film called Jesus Christ Superstar, and then another Hollywood film called Arachnid. Now, putting these as my foundation, I was asked to create a new format that combined musical, movie, and television all into a single format. And thus, I created one of the most expensive TV shows to ever be created in China called 幻乐剧场, or Fantasy, which cost around 1 billion RMB with about 1,500 staff, and gave me the pleasure and the honor to work with and direct the legendary Wang Fei, Sarah Brightman, and many other celebrities in China. So now, with that aside, and why I stand here today, entertainment is at the very core of my existence, the reason why I'm here, and has been for all my life. And so how it evolves and manifests in the future is critical. Knowledge is power. And what comes with power is opportunity. And not only to find opportunity, but to create it. So, just like any stock trader or future economist that tries to predict the future, they usually tend to look at the past and what are the trends. So anywhere from ancient Greece to Shakespeare to Beijing Opera to Broadway to London, and even films, Hollywood films, the black and white films, Hollywood blockbusters, and even the phenomena that was Avatar in 3D. All of these and the way they were created had one single element that hasn't changed for millennia. One single thing that has remained constant throughout the centuries. Now, I'm going to give you guys a chance to think about it, just to have a think what that one element could be. Okay, are you ready for the answer? So, one thing that's remained constant is that it was all conceived by the human mind. It was all written by human hands, and it was all performed and animated by humans. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's blatantly obvious and even sounds silly to mention. Yet it is why we stand here today, and that very concept being challenged, that is the reason of this creative revolution that has never been seen before in human history. So, let's kind of deconstruct the creative process, just to kind of understand where this manifestation is taking place. So, all of these shows starts with an idea, followed by a synopsis, a treatment, a script, a storyboard, then character breakdown, scene breakdown, character design, costume design, props design, and art and set design, followed by casting, then post-production, sound effects, and music composition. Now, I know not everything is there, but it's a good representation of what the creative process is. Now, what if I was to say that in every single element you see there, AI is now already disrupting it? There's an app, a website, or something to disrupt these elements that stand there before you. Now, let's look into it. So, an idea, ChatGPT. Now, for me, an idea now is a prompt. But you don't even need an idea anymore. You can ask ChatGPT to give you that. All right, let's move on. So, synopsis, of course, ChatGPT. And another thing that I use, writer.me. Now, not as powerful as ChatGPT, but still does the job. Then treatment, character breakdown, scene breakdown, and script can all be done with ChatGPT. Now, I know you know there's limitations. And yes, there's a limitation with the word count, but I do believe with persistence, you could technically write an entire script using ChatGPT. Let's move on. So a storyboard is usually a drawing that shows the director the camera angle and position. Now, there is croc.io, still in beta, but literally text to storyboard. Moving on. So character design, where you want to imagine what does your character look like? Is it tall or short, fat and skinny, red hair, black hair, blue hair? Well, DALL-E 2, the same company, OpenAI, that created ChatGPT, now has text to image alongside Midjourney, Stable Diffusion. So now looking into costume design, what are they wearing? Well, we can, of course, take that same prompt for our character and stick it into costume, but then just add wearing a red cape or a white shirt. Again, using DALL-E 2, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion. Now, props is anything that a character or actor holds or interacts with. Now, yes, we could still use all the top three, but there's a new one called Leonardo.ai, which was originally designed for online gaming assets. Now, the cool thing is, you could actually literally download the file that you've created. Say you created a hat, a helmet, a shield, a sword. Then you could put it into a couple more systems and generate the 3D printed version of that. Now, that's already from digital to physical. So, art and set design. That's basically the environment that we see here today, or where you're shooting, or what the stage is. Now, Opus.ai, again, still in beta, but then Skybox.blockade Labs. I've already used this. You can literally text in any kind of environment that you can imagine, and it creates it in 3D. Amazing. Let's move on. So post-production. Now, Premiere Pro is a well-established editing suite, but still, they've integrated AI. And why? Well, it can suggest choices for editing, for color grading. Going into music, Avia literally creates a full symphonic orchestra where you can even select the instruments that you want to use, and in the style of Mozart or Beethoven. Also, Boomi can create beats and tracks, and as they say, anything you create, you own. Now, sound effects in film we call Foley. Well, there's already AIquantify.com, again, still in beta. But what this actually does is, again, text to sound effects. Okay, I've left casting a little bit. Now, casting, as all of you know, is where you audition for a director with some lines, and usually it's done with pictures of videos. But now there's Unreal Engine, one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, and they've created something called MetaHumans. Now, what they've done is they've integrated AI into their program to create life-like humans. Now, what I see in the future for casting, it's no longer going to be real people coming in, but actually maybe a row of avatars of you auditioning for me. Now, that's truly something significant. Okay, so is AI good or bad for creatives? It's a good question. And first of all, my opinion is technology and AI will not slow down for anyone. It will, just like a new app or a new phone, you've got to grab the bull by its horn or it's going to just zip past you. Second of all, AI still requires prompting. And once you prompt it, you've got to revise it, fact check it, amend it, and regenerate it. So the notion of humans being phased out of the equation really doesn't hold water for me. Well, not yet anyway. So why would professional writers need to use AI? If you do this for a living, writing, do you really need artificial intelligence? Well, I'd like to explain to you and share with you a story of how ChatGPT helped me creatively. So I've had a story in my mind for 15 years. I wanted to write a book, a novel, something like Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code, you know, like well, around the world with suspense, mystery, and drama. I've had that idea in my head for 15 years. Now, I've done a bit of research, I've traveled a bit, written a paragraph here and a paragraph there, but it's literally been stuck in my mind. Well, actually, as a file on my hard drive. Enter ChatGPT. So I said, let's see what this could really do. So I prompted in a few keywords, book titles, character names, plot lines, and I just said, okay, and I even said, oh, let's do it in the style of Dan Brown. And then I press enter. Now, dare I say I was unprepared for what was literally generating right in front of my eyes. In seconds, it had created a 33-page breakdown of my entire book. Scene descriptions, character descriptions, even a synopsis with new characters and new plot lines. Things that I didn't even think of, but if I had, I wanted to put it in. It was better than what I could have imagined. So what I've been trying to manifest in 15 years, ChatGPT did in 15 minutes. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a powerful tool. So what's the benefit? Well, what's one commodity that money cannot buy? What's one commodity that no matter how much skill you have, you cannot manufacture? Now, I know you all know what the answer is. And yes, you're right. It's time. Now, AI cannot manifest time, but it can maximize what we do within a period of time. And that, to me, AI saves time. And so AI empowers creatives. It empowers people like you and me here today to write, prompt, create worlds and stories that we haven't even thought of. And that's inspiring to me. So what's next? What's the next iteration of entertainment? Where do we go from here? Well, my vision and dream is to put all of these together into a single ecosystem or metaverse, combining virtual land, digital property, digital twins, meta-humans, meta-content, DAOs and NFTs, VR, AR, and XR, and of course, AI, all under one umbrella, similar to the movie Ready Player One. But I call it Upstage. Now, everything that I've been talking about exists today for you to use today. I also know there's a lot of concerns and questions and hesitations, and that's all fair. You should put that all into the table. But I truly, truly believe that we are at a new age. And that new age is dawning. And I'm proud to be part of that pioneering wave where together we are all here today. Now, I want to share with you a little secret. When I was invited to do this TEDx talk, of course, I went straight to ChatGPT, and it wrote out my entire script. And then I did some changes, amendments, and then I deleted it. I deleted it. So I can confirm with you today that this speech is 100% generated by a human. Me. Thank you.